So right now we're going to talk about some of the differences that will be between the traditional publishing and self-publishing. Okay, let's suppose you have to traditionally publish the book. The A couple of things I have let you know in the first part, but there were also really like important part, like why many successful uh, book publisher, like when I'm sorry, I will let you know what's the reason why some of the famous writers don't prefer traditional publishing. They prefer self-publishing, and there's a lot of benefits that you will be getting. Number one, you will be having a fully controlled creative, like you will be having creative control. So the editing, cover designing, the title of the book, everything will be done upon your recommendation, and that will be modified or they will be edited upon your recommendation. So you will be having full control over the creativity of the book. Now someone else will be deciding. And the second thing, you can publish your book within 2 to 3 months. Okay, that will not take a hard time. Okay, but if you go through a traditional publishing way of publishing book, that can take around 1 to 2 years for a book to be published. And if you don't want to wait for that one long time, so like self-publishing will be a better thing. There's like some common misconception about like traditional publishing, like they like traditional publishing pay for the marketing. That's a myth, because let's suppose a publishing company is publishing 100 books in a year. Okay, they will not will be investing on the market on 100 books. They will pick and choose to like 3 or 4 books in a year, and they will feel like, okay, these are the books that we can get the best money out of it. Okay, they will invest on that, and all the other books will be, I would say, neglected, or they will not get a lot of attention. I would say it will be a less prioritized book, and that will happen. And this like disadvantage you will be having. And there are also a couple of things, like I will let you know one thing, like you also have to find a middleman. There will be agent who will be a middleman between the author and the publishing company. And you have to find a middleman, and he will convince the publishing company, okay, that book is good enough, that will be worth, that we should invest on this, we should put this book on the market. And you have to pay to a middleman also. That will be around 15 to 20% depending on the book. And he will convince the traditional publisher, he will give you the offers with contract. So it's a lengthy process and it will take time. And that's why many like, because and they will, and the good thing is they will pay you some money upfront, but that's not a very big money. And for some people that could be a good amount of money, but the downside is you will not get the royalty, and you will not get that great money when traditional published book. You will just get the piece, and most of the money will go to traditional publishing, and you feel is that's not a great. I would say that's not a great pay, and that's very lengthy. But you don't have to worry about the editing, cover designing, the formatting. So there will be a professional team who will take care of it. So there's also like good and bad things about this. Okay, and there's also one thing. Let's suppose you want to write a series on, you're writing a fiction book and you want to write a series, and your first book doesn't do well, and the traditional and the publishing company don't want to print the other parts of the books, and your story will be in the middle. Okay, you have to wait until that contract ends, and you have to wait for years. Okay, so if you're trying to write a series, you have to make sure that if you self-publish a book, then you will be having the full control over the like releasing the parts of the book.